I have Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I played it. It took some time to adjust and adapt. I'm not going to claim to be good, but I think I have a feel for the type of game it is. You know, I respect what it is. You can't just jump into it like it's Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear. You know, your muscle memory for those games aren't going to carry over to a game like this. So I had to really just understand what I was doing. And eventually, was able to do an entire arcade mode with Rock Howard. Pretty good. I think I'm getting the gist of the game. Might make some content on it. Don't expect me to win online. I'm here to talk about Joe Higashi, though. This dude should have been in the game from the start. You know, I want to say the original Garo Mark of the Wolves was sort of like Street Fighter 3, where in a way it was worse because no, Street Fighter 3 when it came out, well, Street Fighter 3 has an excuse for being the way it was. It had no classic characters. The only classic characters that pulled up was Ryu and Ken. That's all. You only got Ken and Ryu. Everyone else were fresh, brand new characters that you've never seen before. All you got is Ken and Ryu, right? Akuma didn't come until Giant Attack, and Chun-Li didn't come until Third Strike. So by that point, you only have 4 classic characters. The rest are just, I guess you could say Hugo's from Final Fight, so he's never been in a Street Fighter, but he is an old character. So I'll count Hugo. You only get 5 classic characters. The rest of the roster is just brand new characters that you've never seen before, right? I don't know. And Street Fighter did that because I heard Street Fighter 3 wasn't even going to be a Street Fighter game when it was being developed. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know why Garo did that. I just think that, whoa, Street Fighter formula look crazy. Let's try the same thing. And you got a game where you only got Terry Bogard as his own classic character. Rock is fine because he has legacy blood, you know? He's a brand new character, but he's the son of geese trained by Terry. So even though he's new, you still follow what he is. You know his legacy. So he's not all that bad. All the other characters, some of them are trained by legacy characters, so they're sort of good in that regard too. But to make a classic character DLC, which is something Street Fighter has been doing, like characters like Sagat and stuff like that. But you know what? I was going to say, have you ever seen a classic Street Fighter 2 character DLC? But Street Fighter 5 did make Blanca DLC, man. This is one of the originals though. Like this is one of the 3. Like this is like I said, Andy was DLC, right? They pretty much ignoring the fact that Ken Masters is actually in this game. Making Andy as DLC is the equivalent of making Ken as DLC. So this is like the equivalent of making Guile as DLC, alright? I'm going through popularity, not through like actual character origin. Like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile's the closest I could find 4th, alright? So that's like making Guile DLC. Imagine paying for Guile. Does Street Fighter 5 make you pay for Mall Cop Guile? Because I know he wasn't in the base game. Was he in the base game? I think he was in the base game. I don't remember. A lot of Street Fighter 5 characters that were supposed to be in the base game weren't in the base game. I don't remember if they were free when they launched. I don't think so. I think Alex was the first. Street Fighter 5 was a blip. It was a mess too. But I don't think Guile. I think Guile was in base game. Yeah, he was. But imagine paying for Guile, bro. That's pretty much what's going on. Joe Higashi. His student is in the game, so it does soften the blow, I guess. But it's still like, my man got the reading glasses. Let's see what we're dealing with. Alright. He fights with the glasses on? That's just not a smart thing to do. Unless they're shatterproof, even then. Alright. My man got the rapid punches. It's at the end of the trailer already, right? These are short, huh? Alright, I'm about to say. Story stuff. Alright. Now we see the ultimate. Oh! Do something crazy. No tornadoes, no nothing. That was lame as hell. That was just a basic. That was a basic attack. Kick, double knee in the air, knee again in the air. Nothing crazy. Sagat could do that. Adon could probably do it. He didn't do anything crazy. That was kind of disappointing. This is DLC? No, don't get me wrong. He's a cool character, but That's his ult. Man, I'm ready for Chun-Li.